All right. Let's see if that works. Everybody's over on the other page because my link didn't work. So hopefully everybody finds this okay. If you guys can see me, let me know. Sorry, trying to figure this thing out. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Tell everybody I'm over here. I'm over here now. Sorry, I'm new to this. I'm new to the live stream thing. So I'm sure that, can you hear me? I'm a mess. Let me know if you can hear me. Or am I doing Mario? Hey, Yusef's here. What's up, buddy? Everybody hears me? Microphone's working? No kidding. All right. I was all ready with this stupid thing in case my microphone didn't work. All right. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I had this video scheduled and I couldn't figure out how to make it go live. It said, okay, you're ready. And then when I went to click live, it wanted to create a new stream. So, friggin' amateurs. I'll get there. I got notes and everything. I hope everybody's having a good day. Today is my birthday. For those that don't know, no, it's not like I'm looking for today's my birthday. My wife says, what do you want to do today? I says, I'm going to go talk to my friends. I'm going to go online. Hi, Mike. I didn't get a cigar. No, because I'm going to stink this place up. And my wife has agreed to help me clean this place up on a Sunday because I want to move some stuff around and reorganize. And she has come in here and with her work clothes, and she says, okay, what are we going to do? I said, well, I'm going to go live for a few minutes. Thank you. Yeah, so you didn't miss anything. I just this is one of those things I've been saying for a while. I want to do a live stream. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about that. I want to get people's opinions though, because the things I want to say, I think would work better with feedback. And it's not just the title is customer supplied parts, but it's not just that. Just that it's a bigger issue. It's an industry wide issue. It's nothing new, nothing that we haven't talked about. Um, so I guess I want to get feedback on some of these topics, and I think it would work better. So it's not just me sitting here spewing to the camera um, like a dictatorship. I'm trying to get comfortable here. Um, I'm going to try not to just. I'm not going to try to just stare at the comments. So forgive me. Um, so I think it works better with interaction, but rather than me just sitting here going, "This is what I think. This is my opinion." Just one guy's opinion. Who cares? Um, Everybody pretty much knows where I came from, what I do. Um, one of the things one of my reservations about even making videos is I don't. I sometimes I question my ability and my ability to share quality material because there are far better guys, far more talented people than me. Um, so and you know them all. Most of them are in here. So what do I have to share? One thing I think I do have to share is experience because I'm old. I have been fortunate enough, I guess, that my experience comes from I've worked for private, fleet, private non-fleet, public fleet. I've been an employer, an employee. I've been a sole proprietor. I've had employees. So I think I've kind of covered up the circle of being on both sides of the fence, so to speak. Um, so I hope that maybe I can what I can share in ability, I can share in knowledge, maybe. And it's just my opinion. Listen, things that we may say here during this is not written in stone. This is just my opinion, and if you don't agree with it, that's cool. Nothing applies to everybody, right? We talk about customer supplied parts just being the topic. That doesn't apply to everybody. Some shops are okay with it, some guys are okay with it, and if it works for you, that's great. And that's what I want to hear, I guess. That's what people want to hear because it's a big issue. So I mean, just to start off, and I have mail call. I have mail call. That's like awesome. Um, so I'll get to that. And then I mean, look, I'm even ready. Look, I pulled a line right at Eric O's book. I got my knife to open my mail call. And Eric's busy today, so he's not here. But I'd like his opinion on this as well. But so you know, and I talk to Keith on a regular basis, and I'm always in his ear going, "I got this idea. I want to do a live stream. We all should get in on this. It's a good idea." And then it just goes away. So I've been stacking these things up. Like I said, I have notes. I write stuff down. I drive in the car and I'm writing. I'm like an idiot, and then I try not to crash. So important things, you know. Let's start with the basics. I know Joe's in here, and I told Joe part of this was based on some of his videos, because Joe gets lit up, and yes, that's a Spyderco. Yes, that's a. I won't tell you where I got that from, but it's an awesome knife. Joe has done a few live streams getting aggravated over customer supply parts, stuff coming from other shops that he's got to fix other people's messes, much like Keith does. You know, Keith is set up to do just that. He's the fixer. He's the what's the elf that fixes the shoes in the middle of the night for the shoe repairman. But he's set up to do that. Joe and most of us others that just we're set up to. Hey, buddy. You know, we're set up to. We need a customer base. Keith's customer base is repair shops, right? Our customer base is the people. Back to your cave. Where you going? Don't go nowhere. So when shops send over other work, we look like the hero, send it back. Yeah, we fixed it, but they're the ones that are keeping the customers. They're the ones with the customer base. Now we become dependent on their screw ups to come to us so we can fix them, to a degree. I said Keith's name too many times, and there he is. Yeah, I've already set up some blue wrenches. I hope I did that right as well. I got my coffee too. Look, it's at my old shop. One closed up on location. These are one of the best things I ever did. There was these big coffee mugs. And those who haven't gotten S&A stickers, let me know. Send me your address. I'll send them out. But let's start from the beginning. Keith, help me out with this, and anybody help me out with this if I'm wrong here. Keith knows what I'm talking about because him and I talk regularly, and he knows my thoughts on this, and he's warned me about this because I'm going to get a lot of conflicting opinion, and that's fine. It's opinion. My word isn't gold. Who am I? Yeah, you get stickers, Bill. You know, number one thing is, and this goes for the guys on the mechanics in here, the shop owners, and the DIYers, and the guys that are guys and girls that are just watching that are customers. You got to trust your mechanic. That's paramount. If Joe, you made a comment. See, I pick up on the little things. You made a comment. Woman walked in, and the first thing she said is, "I don't trust you," and you said that was a problem, and I agree wholeheartedly. You have to trust your mechanic. If you're the mechanic, you got to be trusting. You have to sell your trust first, right? You don't sell the repair. You don't sell the parts. You sell you first, right? You have to get people to trust you. You have to be trustworthy. And that's, you know, in this industry, we obviously by what's coming in your shop, you see not everybody's trustworthy. It's a shame. You know, I'm not looking to call nobody out, but you know, you have to. Listen, it's an ugly job. We're the bearer of bad news. Everybody comes to us with 4-letter words. It's F this, F that. I can't believe this effing car. Now it's going to cost me money. I don't have this. I ain't got the time. Blah, 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 blah. And they show up and they go, "What are you going to charge me for this?" I didn't break it. I'm going to fix it. I'm on your side. I'm going to make it better. I'm here to fix it for you. Um, and I guess that's where it starts. Calm the customer down, make them understand I'm on your side. I didn't break it. I'm going to fix it. Be mad at the auto manufacturer. Be mad at the potholes on the road. Be mad at the parts manufacturers for not making a good part. But don't be mad at me. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm going to help. I hope. Um, and that's where the trust starts, right? Um, Comments are flying. I'm sorry if I can't keep up with them, but like I said, I'm gonna try not to look too much at them. You know, most of us that do this job, and let me know if you agree with this, is we don't we didn't do this foremost for the money. Guys that are doing this trade, we do this because we love what we do, and there's a whole lot of pride involved, a little bit of ego that we fix stuff correctly, and we like what we do, and we like that feeling of a little pat on the back. Thank you, my car's great, and that makes us feel good. And then hopefully the money comes afterwards, right? Um, so when you bring your car in to get fixed, the idea is from the technician's end, from somebody that cares. And I'm speaking on my behalf, and I think for most of you, I want to be responsible. I want to I want to be 100% responsible for that car. I want to troubleshoot it. I want to acquire the parts. I want to fix it. And if anything goes wrong, you point at me and say, "You fixed it. It's not right." 100%. I'm okay with that. That's what I want. The problem is you start installing customer supplied parts or anything of that nature, or when you say, "All right, I won't put that part in. I'll put this other part in to save you a few dollars," and then it bites you in the butt. You know, um, who do you blame? Do you blame the customer they bring a steak to a restaurant and then complain about how the steak tastes? Right? That's the old adage, and it's true. I think it still holds true. Um, even if it's the same exact part, you say, "Listen, I'm going to put a set of Bosch brake pads and whatever kind of rotors in," and they say, "Well, I'm going to get the same parts and I'm going to bring them to you." But I don't know where you got those parts from. They've been sitting in a warehouse. They've been dropped from the eighth-story shelf. They've been stored in water, maybe replaced, flooded, humid environment, whatever. Um, Whatever the case, even if it's the same part, it's not the same. A lot of us have agreements with our suppliers. We get reimbursed. Um, we're also selling a warranty with that. So we're responsible, right? A year out, 2 years out, whatever your warranty procedure is. Um, that's my main reason for not doing this the best, man. No, don't get me started on that. Stop. I'm really not gonna look. Yeah. And I get it. I get people. I get people walking in and, "Hey, I priced this online. This brake kit is $180." And I'm like, no, no. I'll get you on track. Any customer supplied part you put in your shop is a risk of a lawsuit and insurance. Yes, and I didn't get to that. I have that. It's actually at the top of my list, Keith. That's the legal end, right? Let's split this in half. You have the legal side of it and the moral side of it. Yes, most insurance companies, if not all, you do anything, not just parts, anything that goes on in your shop that's brought in from the outside, whether it be a customer physically standing in your shop, right? The customer comes in and falls. Insurance company goes, why is the customer in your shop? Same thing with the parts. Why were those parts in your shop? Because they need somebody to blame, right? Insurance company, you bring the mechanic an alternator, you put the alternator in, they start it up, the alternator goes on fire, burns the shop down. God forbid, right? Insurance company goes, "Okay, all right, the alternator went on fire. I get it. Car went on fire, burnt the shop. Where'd you get that alternator from?" It's over. It's over. You're stuck. Now you personally have to go after wherever this guy got the alternator from. That's a worst case scenario. But it just upsets the wheel, the cog in the wheel. Somebody like Mike, who's doing flat rate, there's a system involved. There's bring the car in, troubleshoot the car. The service writer writes it up. You call for approval. You order the parts. Maybe you're doing something else while that car is waiting for the parts. You got this whole system going, right? Now all of a sudden you go, stop, wait. Customer wants to. He's going to get his stuff and bring that around, and no, the radiator doesn't fit. Now it's a whole new topic. Customer says, I say, all right, give me your radiator. I'll put your radiator in. I take the radiator out. The radiator doesn't fit. Whose fault? Now, who's going to pay for the bay time? Because as everybody knows, shop owners, right? You have a price on that bay. You know what your break even is. I know Keith knows it. Keith doesn't have a bay, but he's got a break even point. We all do. I got to make this much every day for this lift, per lift, to break even. It's a business thing. You have to calculate, right? If you don't install my parts, the guy on the road will. Bye. When it doesn't work out, you want it fixed right, I'll be here for you. I got no problem with that. I don't need to sound like a jerk. I don't want those customers. I want customers that want their cars fixed. So I'm getting off track now. I mean, I'm like a squirrel. I'm going to go 100 different directions if I look at this. I go off track on my own, let alone looking at the chat. But so now who's paying for the lift time while, Joe Smith or whatever comes, customer Bill comes and gets his radiator, doesn't fit, goes and gets another one, comes back 4 hours later, car's still sitting here, right? So that's another problem. Let's say it does fit, it goes down the road and it breaks 3 months later, and the guy goes, okay, now you got to deal with that issue. It's just, it messes up the production. For those that don't understand, on the customer end, there's a level of respect, trust, responsibility. We want to be responsible. And I think the customer wants the car fixed 100%. A lot of times they don't. Thanks, brother. That was really nice. I think that's my first one. You didn't have to do that, but thank you. I got my first piece of mail and I got my first super chat. Just made my day. It's getting better already. I hope I'm still here in 20 minutes. I hope the discussion carries. So, there's a lot to this. If a lot of people, there was a discussion on Comcast a few weeks back. For those that don't watch him, he had an interesting discussion about people that price shop, and I think this is kind of related because people that price shop tend to do that because they don't know what else to ask. They only know, and we all know the phone call. You pick it up, hi, XYZ Auto Repair, and they go, how much for an alternator on an 07 Hyundai Elantra? They're shopping. Some guys get mad. Where do used parts fit into the story? Good question. We'll get that in a second. So they're price shopping. Some people get mad. Listen, I ain't got the time to deal with price shoppers. But my thing always used to be is, I don't get too much price shopping anymore. But when I do, and when I did, oh God, 318 for Thomas. Because when I did, my first question would be, are you looking for the lowest price or are you looking for the best job at a fair price? And usually I got that pause and they went, well, what's the difference? That's the question. Teach your customers, try to invoke that question, that correct question. Maybe they don't understand. Same thing when they try to bring their parts in, they don't understand. They just think, I'm going to save a buck. Or maybe I've had people think they're going to save me the trouble. Well, just so you don't have to be bothered, I'll bring you the parts. No, it's not saving me trouble. That's making trouble. And then they don't understand, so I'll explain it to them. It takes time. You have to do it. It's unfortunate. We cannot always waive the right. You have to teach your customers a little bit. Usually only once. You build the trust, and then that's it. But if you just dodge the issue, the customer never learns. You're always dealing with the problem, and every time the customer comes in, there's that battle. Don't even get started on going to court, Keith, because around here everybody loses. Shops lose. Every shop loses. I've had customers out and out just lie in court, 100%. and the arbitrator still went with them. It's a losing battle. Best thing, just stay out of court. Best thing is teach your customers, make them understand why bringing their parts in is not only in the shop owner's best interest, but in the customer's best interest, that they don't do that. My biggest thing with making this part of the video about customer supply parts is I don't want it to be negative. I never want any of my stuff to be negative, because then it just sounds like a lecture. And a positive. There's a positive thing. There's a positive reason why you don't want to bring your own parts to the shop. One, for the customer, you get to point your finger 100% at the tech and go, "You fixed it. It's broke. Okay, it didn't work out. Parts break new, right, Keith? Never ever works. Brand new stuff out of the box. So you guys stand behind it. Say it loud and see how it makes sense." But that's it. The customer brings it in, and here's the other problem: the customer brings in let's say, and I've had factory stuff bad out of the box. We all have, right? You troubleshoot it, you put it in. Now you start going, "Did I screw up? This still don't work." Now you spend 2 hours. Now, do you blame the customer? You tell the customer your new part's bad, right from the dealer? I'd rather get it myself. And again, I don't have to make that phone call. I don't have to sit there and go, "What? At what point do I call the customer and tell them your parts are no good, or I think your parts are no good, or I'm not sure now because, and now you got to worry about getting another one. Oh, the customer's got to come down and get another one, bring it to the store, bring it back." Again, I think it's a good thing to say no. That's my opinion. I know a lot of you guys do it, and that's fine. I'm not looking to bash anybody. If it works for you to take in customers' parts, but by all means, more power to you. I'm glad. Just make sure it works. That's all I'm saying. I hope it works for you. The caveat to that is aftermarket stuff, step rails, whatever. At that point, I'll usually tell the customer, "You get it." So there's the flip side to that. And I had that with a Durango. The customer came in here with a 16 Durango, wanted step rails. I was like, "You know what? You get them." Because I know whoever you're going to call, it's going to be 3 weeks. And then just you get them. When you get them, bring them in. I'll put them in. So that's where I'll bend a little bit. Trying to think what else. Used parts. I know Keith mentioned used parts, or somebody mentioned used parts way back. I don't deal with a lot of used parts, so it's not that big of an issue for me. But if I had to, I'd still rather get them. I think I'd still rather do it. It's the same for me. If I had to get something used, I would still rather get it myself. I have enough connections. I have enough phone calls. Enough phone numbers I can call. I get. We're lucky. I'm in a good area. A lot of junkyards around here. I get stuff delivered. I'm out in Staten Island. I get stuff delivered from Long Island, Jersey. They deliver here every day. 352 repair shops. Anybody that sells any parts within, I'd say, a good 50 to 70 miles will deliver to Staten Island every day. There's just enough work out here. I'm trying to think the furthest. I think the furthest is Westbury Dodge out in Long Island. Right, Keith? They deliver out here daily. They're all out in Long Island. Fantastic. That's my thought on that. I hope that makes sense. It's just stuff. I guess it's something for you to think about. Like Joe, I know Joe, you're getting frustrated at it. My thing is, no, I'm not taking your parts. I just don't want to do that. I don't think it's right. I don't think it. And the thing is, you don't want to get mad about it. You want to get mad, but don't get mad. You want to tell them no, beat it. But we get deliveries from Delaware, like I said, so there's no reason to say I can't get it. I hate people say that. Shops say, or suppliers say, "Oh, I can't get that." Try harder. Yes, you can. It's everything. We're in a good area. You can get everything. So Joe, what you're dealing with, and I know a lot of others. I don't have a problem, but I'll explain it. No, bring me your parts. I know they're in your hand. They're in the back seat. I don't want to use them. I'm not going to use them. Especially stuff. I don't want to say especially, but especially when it comes to brakes and stuff. And then when you got to deal with grunting and grinding and groaning and dusting and all kinds of brake fade, and they're going, I don't understand. I just put them in. Your stuff. I don't even want to deal with that. I don't want to make excuse. I don't ever want. I take responsibility for everything. I love taking responsibility. Um, for those of you, if you don't, I watch a lot of this guy Gary Vaynerchuk on YouTube. Gary V. I watch him a lot. He's funny, uh, motivational speaker. Um, One of the things he says, and I love it: take responsibility for everything. It becomes easier. It's my fault. My fault. You know, to a fault. Like I go, I walk down the street and I'll get hit by a bus and I'm like, shit, I should have left the house earlier. You know, whatever. It's my fault. Things get easier though when you're not worried about who to point the finger at. It's my fault. I'll take responsibility, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I like taking responsibility. It makes my day go faster. Makes my mind easier. Like I missed part of this conversation. Amazon part. Amazon's the same thing as anything else. I don't care where you get them from. You know, it's about the same as Chinese parts, counterfeit scan tools. Yeah, it's all the same. But then again, even from the deal, you don't know where they're coming from. They're made wherever. I pulled a. Yeah, right here. In fact, I was chatting with a few guys about this the other day. I had an intermittent misfire on a Jeep 3.2. Very intermittent. I couldn't even get misfire counters. Keith was blaming my scanner. Might have been an Autel. It's the Autel's fault. I couldn't get a misfire counter, and but I scoped it, and I wanted to do a video, but I had to scope it while I was driving, and I couldn't video while I had the scope hooked up, and very intermittent misfire. But if you guys can see that, let's see. Right through the boot. Pretty cool, right? Every once in a while, I'll just go. I tried to tell you it wouldn't work. Thanks, Mario. Thank you for stopping in, buddy. But my point is, I picked up a standard coil because I had a feeling, pulled a standard coil out, and it was a Chrysler coil in a standard box. It was an OE coil inside of a standard box, and I think that happens with Volkswagens too. I think a lot of times they rebox standard rebox Volkswagen coils. They do it with a lot of stuff. Point is, you never know where it's coming from. But that's where, again, back to, let me take the responsibility for that. And that's another point that I missed. Customers don't understand, and I want them to understand. I'm not getting negative here. I got a bunch of years experience because I'm old, even older today. When your car comes in, the mechanic, the tech, knows the best, not only the best brand, where to get it from, what's going to last the best and perform the best because of his experience. That's what you're paying for, right? I saw something recently that said, it took 10 minutes. If you didn't pay me for the 10 minutes it took to fix the car, you're paying me for the 10 years that it took to figure out how to do it in 10 minutes. And there's truth to that, right? You're paying for fixing your car requires time, knowledge, experience, and tooling. I charge for all four. I'm not saying that to be a jerk. I'm saying that's really what it takes, right? So let the mechanic use his experience to get the right stuff for your car. It's not like, it's like when a customer says, what's the best tires? For what? Best tires for your car, the way you drive, in the area that you drive. It's all different. You pay me for what I know, not what I do. Well, look, you get paid for both. James, you get paid for both. You get paid for what you know and what you do. And that's okay. It's not meaning to sound like a jerk. I'm going to see if I can move the screen a little bit. Sorry, this camera's terrible quality. I'm using my wife's laptop because I got nothing else with a camera other than my phone. So that's all. Hey, Chad. Maybe what are you gonna do tonight, Keith? You're doing a live stream on what? Chinese scan tools, counterfeit parts. Okay, I'm in on that. But that's exactly the point. Do you, right? I always say, do you. Do what you're good at. Keith knows those things. We all know something. We all aspire to learn more, and that's cool. And that brings to the other part of the discussion. This industry is going in a funny place. Um, we got a problem with new techs coming in, trying to attract the right people. Um, I'm in the business to make money, not lose it. But you got to love what you do first. You know, what the hell's his name? The guy who used to own the UFC. Can't think of his name now. He runs it though. I'm drawing a blank. He had this thing. He said, if you don't like what you, if you don't love going to work on Monday morning, you're doing the wrong thing. Do something different, right? People say, oh, I hate Mondays. You're the wrong job, you know. But if you're complacent and you're okay, Dana White, bingo. Dana White said it. He said, if you don't love going to work Mondays, you're doing the wrong thing. Do something different. And if you're not, you're complacent. Well, good for you too. I mean, it's a lifestyle. Um, my boy checking on me. And there goes the phone in the background. Hopefully somebody else gets that. Call from who knows. Anyway, somebody please get it. When do you guys answer my phone? Love what you do. You never work a day in your life, and that's the goal. I mean, we don't always get to do it. But what happens is we get out of school, we find a job, we get complacent, and we cruise. Right? Complacency is a career killer. It's a quote from me. I made that up. Complacency is a career killer. We're all guilty of it. I did it. I did it for a long time. Not that I don't love what I do, but it was where I was doing it and how I was doing it. I wasn't comfortable with. Am I working on Sunday? No. I'm not working on Sunday. I'm with my T-shirt. I'm hanging out in my garage. This is my escape right here. I love this room. I'll sleep in here. But that's the point, that most of us so it gets back to the beginning again. Most of us are saying no to customer parts. Are doing it because we love what we do, and we want to be responsible. We want to take responsibility for it all, and we want to be, because in the end, when it works out, we want to go, that was all me. Not, well, I kind of put them in, but the customer's parts, and I kind of feel good about it. Number one, the first thing listen, when a car pulls out, a problem car pulls out. Thank you, pal. My boy's on you. That's my boy. Thanks, pal. The first thing it pulls out, you don't go, wow, I made a killing on the job. Your car pulls out, and you go, that was cool. I'm glad that worked out. Car's running great. Now pay me, right? You got to be paid second, right? You got to get paid, but there's all kinds of pride involved. So, and the customers have to understand that we want to be responsible. We want to do what we're trained to do. We want to put our experience to use. We want to, all of that good stuff. But as far as the other end of it, trying to get new techs into this industry, techs that understand where it's going. It's a problem. Me and Keith have been involved in a couple of different things. How old did you get? Oh, Dan. You know what? Let's start with doing here for a second. I got a mail call. Let me pull out this big box of mail I got. No, it's just this. I got my first piece of mail. Oh wait, there's a tear on it? No, I gotta use my knife. Wait, ready? Right out of the book of Erico. I love that boy. We all know what it is, because Erico had one the other night. I don't care. I may do it also. We better tell them about the 12-minute. No, that was actually 7 minutes, Keith. Thanks, pal. Come on. I love you, man, but that was rough. Let's see. Diagnose Dan. You guys see that? Check it out. Yeah. Fixed it again. I love it. I'm going to wear this proud. I was wearing my Erico shirt yesterday. That's awesome. Dan, thank you. He sent that all the way from Holland. That boy's awesome. Not only makes great videos, that guy learned to speak the language, then made videos. So, that's like it's like me learning German and then doing auto repair videos in German. No, so that's like extra. You get extra credit for that one. Um, Everybody gets a honeycomb once in a while. Yes, which is, and that's, it's funny. That's another Keith. That's another point on here. Networking is great. You guys, for a long time, I was stuck in a spot where I didn't have a lot of people to reach out to for help. Um, there wasn't a lot of training around here. There still isn't. There's still no training around here. We have to travel, and I had no problem traveling. But there was nothing around. If there was anything, I didn't hear about it. There was nobody to reach out to and say, hey, help me out with something. Let's talk. So networking is cool. Over the last year, I've got to network with some pretty awesome guys. I got to tell you. So thank you first and foremost for the people that take the time to help me and educate me and correct me. Um, excuse me. Networking is big. Not only automotive within like these groups here, the Facebook groups and all of that. Networking is the local networking groups. Let me say it that way. If you're in an area that has a local networking group, a business networking group, if they don't have one, make one. And I'm not talking about automotive. I'm involved with a local networking group that is what's considered a non-competitive group, meaning I'm the only mechanic in the group. There's an accountant, there's a lawyer, there's a chiropractor, there's so on and so forth. But there's no two businesses of the same non-competitive. Huge. Guys, if you're not involved with one, find one, get involved. It is great. Not only that, you get business out of it, but you get to talk to a lot of people that are doing similar things differently. Guys that are in business, struggling, just like you. They're just not doing automotive repair. They're dealing with customer base. They're dealing with employee retention. They're dealing with training. They're dealing with changing industry. And you get opinions from people that are doing the same things differently. And it's huge. Guys, get involved. Some of them are expensive. Don't get involved in those. Get involved in the cheaper ones. I don't need to sound like that, but it doesn't have to be expensive, I guess is my point. The group I'm in it's not a lot, and we do a lot of cool stuff together. And I can call any one of these people at the drop of a dime and say, hey, do you know how I can, whatever. Do you know who to call for? And they know. So I'm stuck in that spot right now, which is you're stuck. I'm guessing business. I missed your other post, buddy. Oh, you didn't have one. I'm stuck in that spot. Right, a business stuck. We all get there. We hit a plateau and we just get stuck. You get stuck in that spot where you can't advance because you're too busy doing all the work. You're too busy working in your business, not on your business. There's a lot of plateaus that we get stuck under, a lot of bridges we get stuck under, right? Networking groups. Get involved. Get other people's opinion. That old joke about playing chess with somebody that's better than you is, you need to lose, or you need to get advice from somebody that's better. How we grow. Same thing with the guys in here that's how we grow. We talk to each other. We help each other out. Because I probably call Keith way too often. Like, buddy, I pick up the phone sometimes. I'm like, I don't want to call him. I feel stupid. I don't want to call him on this. He's going to yell at me. Which forces me to better myself, which is part of the equation, right? Because I know I'm going to have to answer for asking something stupid. So rather than do that, listen, I got mad love for you. I swear to God, I do. Keith takes a lot of time out of his day to help a lot of people. And that's back up a few minutes. Keith and I were working literally down the street from each other for a long time. Our shops were. He beat you up too. Yeah, that's all right though. My feeling don't get hurt. Beat me up. I deserve it. I'm cool. Yeah, 10. That's it. I help 10 people per day. Awesome. I wish I could help 20. Training is huge. Yes. Training, networking. My point, I was going to say, me and Keith were literally down the street from each other for, how long, Keith? 12 years. At that time, Keith was involved with a lot of training. He was actually doing the training back then. I was unfortunately stuck in a spot where I couldn't take advantage of it because I worked two jobs. I work at that point. I was working my shop from 8 to 4 and working my city job from 4 to 12, and then working overtime and showering at work and going right back to my shop again. I'm trying not to look at the chat again. So don't think you're stuck in this alone. Guys that are struggling, the shops that are struggling. Joe, gets on his live stream and wants to vent a little. You're not alone. Everybody's going through it. So like I said, I was stuck. At a time where I probably could have taken advantage of some of the training. I would have had to give something up. I would have to give up a job or something to be able to attend the training, right? And that's a problem we got now, getting guys to training. Keith and I have also spoken about this. I have a couple of guys. I try to get them to training. I even have a shop that I do diag work for. Their lead guy is a nice guy, and he's pretty well versed. I try to get him to training. I went to the manager. I got the manager to agree to pay to go to training. He said, "Yeah, I'll pay for it. Just tell him go." I went back. I said, "Listen, the manager's going to pay for your training. I'll drive. We'll go up to TST once a month. We'll catch them at their training, get pizza and soda." And he said no. He said he just couldn't. Because most of these guys have two jobs. Because the first job ain't paying enough, so they got their side hustle going, or they just have a second job. So they're stuck, and I'm not sure what the answer for that is, but it's a problem in the industry because the industry doesn't pay enough. So guys are getting their side hustle on. They're getting. Listen, I've had two jobs. I'm working for the city 25 plus years, and I have my own business just as long. So I've been doing two for forever. I go to work tonight at midnight. Whatever the time is, I go to work tonight at midnight. So, but I got no problem with that. That's what I choose. So I don't know what the trick is to get these guys to training. Everybody should be involved. Go find your local trade school. Help them out. That's what me and Keith did. We went to the local CTE high school to try to help them out, and they brought us. They welcomed us with open arms. They're like, "Yeah, help us out. Tell us what you think about program. Are we in line with the industry? What do we got to change?" And we went downstairs, looked at their automotive class, and went, "Oh, it was like 1991." But they mean well, and we're going to see if we can help them out a little bit, and volunteer some time. And the biggest thing is explaining to. I think there's a big misconception about to the kids that are coming into this. A lot of them think that they're going to be making race cars. They're going to, Lincoln Tech, which I went to Lincoln Tech back in the 80s. They have their shirts right on the back saying Lincoln Tech Racing, which kind of like right away leads to, well, what kind of image are you painting? Racing? Who's going to work on race cars? That's like telling a high school football player you're all going to the NFL. A little bit of a reality check, everything in perspective, right? The kids that are coming into this have to understand that. Yeah, you want to turn nuts and bolts. You want to bolt on superchargers. That's great, but it's not what it's all about. There's a lot of stinking tech. Listen, bash all you want. You get out of it what you put into it. I'm glad I went. I don't know how it is now. I'm glad I went when I did. I did get a lot out of it. You want to cruise through that school and mommy and daddy paying for it, and you just want to cruise through and hang out and do nothing. You can get through it. It's no different than going to college, right? So I'm go if you really need it, go. So it's like I'll go to basic automotive class, just because I'm not that smart. I got no problem. I'll go to every single class there is. I don't care who's teaching it. I don't care what it's about. I'll go. So my point is, I want to put the shirt back on that. That was dirty. That's better. I don't want to get that shirt dirty. I'm gonna wear that puppy. And then we get people that are coming in, kids that are coming into the industry that are expecting to just do nut and bolt stuff and race cars, and they're not. They have to learn. They have to know math. They have to know how to, plot a diag. Voltage drop. They go voltage drop. I don't want to do none of that. Well, tough. You're gonna have to. And then you get people that don't come into come into the industry because they think they're going to be elbow deep in grease for the next 40 years, and they're like, I want no part of that. But uh, that's not entirely true either. So I think a lot of it is education. The young adults have to understand where the industry is going, what the opportunities are. There's a big push now to get women into the industry because there's a big category for women. Um, I mean, first of all, women are smarter than us. Uh, they're better focused. They're more goal oriented. They're less distracted. Um, and I think in the world of diagnostician, I think there's a huge market for them. We all do. Um, you know, physically, you can't have certain people. My wife knows more than the most male customers I get. It is what it is. Listen, um, don't get me started on that. But physical aspects, and I'm not looking to put anybody down. There's physical limitations, right? Unless you're a big girl, physical limitation. I got to hump an engine in there or transmission, but diagnosing all day long. Um, I'm bringing my daughter to this somehow. Dude, I want to be adopted. I'm just going to come in. You just bring me into the industry again. Um, oh, sorry, Bill. Got to go. See you later, Bill. Thank you. Um, Thank you, Cody. Yeah, I know it's running a little long. We're going to cut this in a few minutes. I got so much to talk about, and I got notes here, but I mean, I think I covered most of it. I just wanted to, guys like you, Joe, don't be afraid to change what you're doing. Don't get stuck. Don't be, just because you're already. Let me back up. One of the worst things you could say is, well, it's just the way we've always done it, and that's why we continue to do it that way. Dude, that's a business killer. Wipe that from your vocabulary. If you ever catch yourself saying it, choke yourself for a minute. Poke yourself in the eyeball. Um, One each Sunday. I'm not sure what I missed, but that's a business killer right there. Well, we've always done it that way, so don't be afraid to change stuff. I'm always ready to change, brother. Yeah, do it. Listen, like your situation, you're getting junk from other shops and making them look like hero. Tell them, you know what? Listen, I had to change a policy. Send the customer here. That's why I'm gonna do it now. And you can pick and choose. Maybe some shops you do, some you don't. However, it has to work for you. You got to open the door every day. You got to pay the bill. You need the customer base, right? Keith is an industry. His customer base is different. It's repair shops, so he's not dealing with average customers. So that's different. That's what he does, and you got to do what works for you. This industry is going so many different avenues. You can pick one and be fine on it. You can. Keith don't really turn a wrench, and he's doing awesome. You could do that. You want to do brakes and front ends and all that. There'll be a whole market just for that. Just you're going to be a nut and bolt guy. Hey Dan, thank you for the shirt, Dan. Hopefully I'll have a shirt soon. So don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to change your policy. If you're not sure, ask guys, what do you think about this? I think about changing up. Yeah, Keith has this a whole lot of things in this industry. Listen, 20, 30, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, back in the 80s, everything was nut and bolt. That was the industry. What a toolbox, you got a voltmeter, you got one or two little things, and you were on your way. You're good to go. You were making, 80s was a good time. We were making a lot of money. Things have changed, right? Computers and diagnostics have changed it. ADAS is changing it again. There's going to be shops that are going to do nothing but ADAS. Tell me if I'm wrong here. I think there's going to be a shop, and all they're going to do is ADAS work. All day, every day. Because you need special equipment, you need a special place, you need a special guy to do it. That's going to be a niche, and it's all you're going to do. That guy's never going to change a brake. He's never going to plug in. He's never going to change a purge valve. He's going to do ADAS every day, all day. That's what I think. That's where it's going to go. It's going all kinds of places. There's all kinds of trails. Pick one, I think. Yeah, ADAS can be a specialty. That's cool. Like I said, and you what's going to be running it? Women. They're going to be so focused. They're going to get that stuff perfect. We're going to be like, hey, squirrel. Oh, I screwed that up again. I don't know. I just think there's a lot of, Bonico's in the house. Hello, my friend. It's like $25 for that setup. Um, yeah, well, discussion from last night that I had with Keith. Yeah, I think Autel's setup is about 21,000 for the ADAS, and from what I've heard, I don't know. I heard it doesn't work well. That's what I heard. Please don't kill me. They're probably watching us in the background, going, "Get him." No, the only two that I know that are making it that I know, correct me if I'm wrong, is Autel and Bosch, and Bosch is the one that uh, Bosch is the one that makes it for the OE, and their setup is about 120,000. Good luck. And what was wrong with that? Show that. It's fine. Uh, so yeah, it's still in its birthing stage, I think, the ADAS stuff. But even that, even the diagnostician stuff. Listen, Staten Island's got 352 repair shops. Um, there's about three diagnosticians on Staten Island for 352 shops, and I ain't one of them. Keith obviously is number one on the list, and there's probably one or two other guys. But so that's a problem, right? That's a lot of work. That's why Keith's out there till 11 o'clock at night. So, um, I guess that's it. I'm gonna wrap this up. It's an hour. I wasn't sure how long this was gonna go. I hope it didn't get boring. I guess my point is, in the end, um, don't be afraid to change your policy. You got to do what's right for you. It doesn't have to be negative. You know, telling another shop, I don't want to fix your mess anymore, can be said politely with understanding that, I have to run a business and it's not work. This setup isn't working well for me. So, as far as turning away customer supplied parts, it doesn't have to be a negative thing. Teach the customer that it's in their best interest that I'm not going to accept your parts. I want to get my own, and explain to them why. It's all good. It's professional. I think people would appreciate that. And if they really want the bottom job dollar, they're just looking for cheap, cheap, cheap. Maybe you don't want that customer. That's fine too. It's okay to say, you know what? I think you need. There's a shop down the street. I think they're better suited for your needs. So, guys, that's it. I'm gonna call it quits here. It's 3 o'clock. I got some steaks that are going on the grill for my birthday. I got some nice hanger steaks with some fresh homemade mashed potatoes, and maybe even some cake because I love cake. Guys, God bless. Thank you. Again, if you guys want any stickers, somehow get me your address. I'll send them out. And hopefully, I got shirts coming up in time for TST, which is next month. Get your training on. TST big event, March 30th. There's a whole bunch of us going. And I'm going to get my cigar going a little bit. I know Mike's having his. I was going to have mine, but I don't want to stink the room out because my wife's going to come in and help me clean up a little bit for a little while. So, everybody, God bless. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. And peace.